faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. Well, that was definitely a disappointing loss for sure. But I got to give credit to the Seattle Seahawks. They get paid too. At the end of the day, they made more plays than us. And the Seattle Seahawks were the better team today. I thought the game, started off well. I mean, it started off great for the 49ers. We stuffed the Seattle Seahawks offense. They had a 3-and-out, and the Niners took the next offensive drive, and scored a touchdown. Um, and that was incredible. It's unfortunate that we couldn't see that continue. It's unfortunate we couldn't see that continue. And after that 49er first drive, the offense just it was stagnant. I give credit to the Seattle Seahawks defense. They um, they made adjustments, which was great on their part, but we couldn't do anything offensively after that first drive. Jimmy was inaccurate, and we actually could run the ball. We saw Trey Sermon. I think he had his best game as a 49er. Um, but and shout out to the defense. The defense had multiple 3-and-outs in the first half. They were getting after the quarterback. We actually had a D4 was out there. I believe he had 2 sacks. Kinlaw had a sack. Um, Nick Bosa had a sack. We were able to shut down the Seahawks running. Well, I would say we were able to shut down Chris Carson, but the other running back they had, I forgot his name, but I will look it up real quick. But the other running back, he had that touchdown run, and yeah, I mean the Seattle Seahawks, they did what they had to do. They were the desperate team. We just couldn't, we just couldn't keep that momentum. We had momentum after that first drive, but we just couldn't do anything else. Very unfortunate. And then in the second half, I would say in the first half, Jimmy G he did look hobbled a bit, but I was surprised that he was not out there in the second half. Jimmy G, unfortunately, he suffered a calf injury, and that's very unfortunate. But we all got to see Trey Area. I mean, we had all been talking about um, Trey Lance. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, well, Trey Lance is a much better quarterback than Jimmy G, and he needs to be out there." And honestly, with Trey, I know he's a rookie, but he's got a lot of room to grow. There's no doubt about that. He's got a lot of room to grow, and he's not a finished product, obviously. But he made some mistakes. He made some rookie mistakes, and it was a very disappointing loss, that's for sure. But got to give credit to the Seahawks. They played well. They played good enough to win the game. Our offense just couldn't do anything. We only scored 13 points against one of the worst defenses in the NFL. That's crazy. Um, hey, we blame someone. We blame Shanahan. Blame Kyle Shanahan. Blame Jimmy G. Um, because the defense did their part. The defense, they played well enough. Honestly, at the end of the first half, we should have been up at least a few touchdowns, but we just didn't take advantage of opportunities that we had, on the offensive side of the ball. We just did not take advantage of those opportunities. And the first comment I get from Aidan, what's good? Aidan, I had on my channel. We talked about the Seahawks. I know Aidan is feeling pretty good. I know you smiling like you smiling in your avatar right now. Man. But yeah, I know Aidan. I know you felt nervous, in the first half when the Niners defense they were able to get after Russell Wilson, but you know, I just knew that the Niners offense was going to have to score points. I said before this game, we're going to have to score at least 30 points to win this game, at least. And, you know, that didn't happen. The defense played great, in the first half. And I knew they wouldn't be able to keep up that type of performance because, you got a generational talent in Russell Wilson. He's back there, and you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to, you know, keep him in getting 3 and outs. That's just not going to happen the entire game. Um, and the Niners, we just had opportunities in the first half we just didn't capitalize on. But like I said before at the beginning of the video, Aidan, the Seahawks were the better team today. You guys earned the win, and yeah, I mean it's very, very disappointing. Now, the sky isn't falling. That's for sure. The sky is not falling yet. We are 2-2. The Seahawks are 2-2, and I think the Rams and Cardinals are 3-1, respectively. So it's not like we're out of the playoff race or anything like that. But how does this team get better offensively? Um, Debo, shout out to Debo. He's a beast. 2 touchdowns. But I think he had 8 catches, 150 plus yards. Debo's a beast. Shout out to Kittle for Kittle gutting it out, playing with that calf strain. I thought Kittle played as hard as he could. And Jimmy G threw another errant pass to Kittle. Kittle had to reach up for the ball, and someone took out, I don't know which player it was on the Seahawks, but they took out Kittle, and that was just a nasty play. I'm surprised Kittle continued to play because that looked like a bad knee injury. Hopefully it won't be come tomorrow. I guess we'll see. But yeah, inconsistency with Jimmy on the offensive side of the ball. And we were actually able to run the ball. But you know, but Trey came in the second half, and people kept telling me, "Oh, well, Trey Lance is much better." Did Trey Lance look better to you than Jimmy in the second half of the game? Um, you know, Trey Lance, he can scramble. There's no doubt about that. Trey Lance can scramble. He can make plays out of nothing that sometimes, well, a lot of times Jimmy can't make those type of plays that Trey Lance makes, but he's a rookie. He's not playing against second and third string players in the preseason. This isn't college. Like, this is a different game. And I see why Shanahan had Jimmy in, honestly. Does Trey Lance have a higher ceiling? Yes. Is Trey Lance more dynamic? Yes. But I don't know. Trey Lance didn't really show me much in the game. He showed that he can run. Okay, yeah, we knew that. And he shows that he's got a great arm, but he doesn't have the touch. He doesn't have the accuracy, and that'll take time, of course. That'll take time. But we'll see. We'll see with Jimmy's calf. We'll see how Jimmy's doing this week. And also Trent Williams was carted off the field. He was able to walk to the sideline, but he was carted to the locker room. So hopefully Trent Williams' injury to his arm, hopefully it's not too serious. Hopefully he'll be ready to play next week. I saw Drake Kirkpatrick out there. I thought he played solid. That defensive pass interference on Drake Kirkpatrick, I thought was bogus. But what are you gonna do? I thought Kirkpatrick played solid out there. I didn't see much of Lenore. I don't even know if he was out there. Basically, it was Kirkpatrick. E-Man played pretty well. I mean, the defense. All we can talk about the defense is they played great. Like in the second half, of course, they let up. Seattle Seahawks offense. They're able to move the ball down the field. But what do you expect? It's the Seahawks. It's Russell Wilson. The offense was definitely the main issue. We should have had 21 points at the end of the first half, but we didn't take advantage of opportunities in this game. Aidan says, opposite of what I thought would happen, defenses played good, offensive struggle. Yeah, I definitely didn't think that. I thought this would be a high-scoring game. I didn't think the defenses would get much stops, but both defenses came to play. There's no doubt about that. Like, we could talk about the stats and, Seattle is bottom 5 rush yards. They give up the most total yards in the NFL, but they still got to play the game, They still got to play the game, and that's what they did. So sometimes stats don't tell the whole story. That's for sure. Shout out to Blutru, hot diggity dog with a $15 super chat. I appreciate that, Blutru. They say, thank God Trey and Debo made the score closer at least. Yeah, that's true. Debo balled out. I mean, but that throw from Trey to Debo, I mean, that was a misassignment. That was confusion among the Seahawks secondary. So that was kind of a lucky play. But I mean, we I don't think we found out anything new about Trey after this game. Honestly, we know what he can run. We know he has a rocket arm. He's not accurate yet. That'll take time. But by seeing Trey in there, does that give me more confidence in the 49ers at the quarterback position right now? I would say no. I don't think so. That's just me. Can he do a little bit more than Jimmy? Sure. At this point, I mean, who cares who's at quarterback? I don't even care anymore at this point. Who plays the quarterback position? It doesn't matter. Jimmy had a great first drive. After that, he was bad. Trey, who knows how he really played, because Seattle toward the end of in the fourth quarter, the game was over. The game was pretty much over. Who knows how Trey would actually have played from the entire start of the game, but he looked like a rookie, and that's part of the reason why people who want Jimmy, they want to see Jimmy the veteran, because he did great that first drive, and after that, I don't know what happened. What happened to you, Jimmy? I don't know. The Seahawks, I know they made adjustments, and that's great for them, but Livy's World, what's good? When it rains, it pours. Livy's World says, sorry, Jay. No, Jimmy. No, no, no. That's cool. Matt Navarro says, 0-2 at home. Jaden Gatson, unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, very unfortunate, and it's two straight losses in different fashion. Against Green Bay, we started off sluggish, came on strong at the end, and then this game it was the opposite. We had one great drive in the first half, and then the offense was pretty much stagnant. And obviously this loss sucks, but it's like, well, Jimmy was hurt. And I'm not expecting the backup quarterback to win the game. But a lot of people were saying, oh, yeah, Trey's much better than Jimmy. You just got to put him in there and see. And I don't think we saw that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. How do you guys feel about Trey Lance's performance in the second half? Can he run out the pocket? Yeah, well, we already knew that. But, he didn't. I don't know. The score was 7-7 when he got in the game. And he helped score 14 points in the second half. He did help do that, but he's a rookie. He has a lot of room to grow. I will say that. Jay Mous, what's good? He says we did good in the first quarter, and then in the second half we played bad. Honestly, I think the offense, when Jimmy was still in the first half, I think he threw a pass to Debo, and I think Debo had 18 yards. And then I think there was an offensive holding penalty on Trent Sherfield that kind of set the offense back. Obviously, that didn't help. Robbie Gould. I mean, did you guys hear about Robbie Gould's injury before the game? I mean, I hadn't seen Robbie Gould on the injury report all week, and that was a huge disadvantage. When Wisnowski was going for that 41-yard field goal, I mean, maybe he was making those in practice or before the game. I don't know, but I don't know why you would trust a punter to kick a 41-yard field goal. I don't know. Maybe he was making them in practice. I don't know. But that was a disadvantage right there. Trenton Cannon with the fumble kick return. I mean, that's just a young guy's mistake. Unfortunately, it cost us. Yeah, that was a huge penalty that was a huge turnover because not only did Seattle get the ball, but they were at the 20-yard line. I mean, clearly they were most likely going to score a touchdown. So that was a huge turnover. Obviously, Jimmy had a turnover in the first half. So it'll be an interesting week for the 49ers, that's for sure. Who's going to be the quarterback? The status of Trent Williams. There's a lot of question marks, but we still are only 2-2. We are 2-2. Season is still young. The sky is not falling. Jay says, no, Jimmy, no, no, no. Matt Navarro says, you can't perform like this in the playoffs, LOL. The playoffs? Playoffs? Are you kidding me? Playoffs? We just need to win a game, Matt. Oh, man. You know, won the first two, lost two straight. We got to get it together because we got Arizona, and they just beat the Rams. So we got our hands. I should say, you know, we have our work cut out for us against the Cardinals. It's not going to get any easier, that's for sure. Let's see. Blutru says the results of more points by which quarterback is the answer, I think. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Is Trey Lance? Did Trey Lance? When I saw Trey Lance throw the ball, was I more confident in him or Jimmy G? I don't know, honestly. Let's look up Trey Lance, his stats. So Trey Lance, this is Trey Lance stats, Blutru. 9 completions out of 18 attempts. So that's a 50% completion rate. That's terrible for a NFL quarterback. 9 completions out of 18 attempts. That's terrible. Now, can Trey Lance make plays with his legs? Absolutely. We already knew that. But people were telling me that Trey Lance is much better than Jimmy G. So that's what I was expecting to see. That's what people are saying. Trey Lance is much better than Jimmy G, but I don't think we saw that. Now, Trey Lance did throw 2 touchdowns. He was sacked once. He did have a higher quarterback rating than Jimmy G. So Jimmy G was 14 completions of 23 attempts. They both threw for similar yards. But for people that say, hey, the ceiling is higher for Trey, yep, we know that. We also know that Trey is a rookie. But I appreciate your contributions to the show, Blutru. I appreciate that. But, you know, he only completed 50% of his passes. That's putrid. Matt Navarro, we were expecting a home field advantage, but apparently that was not the case. Well, the fans, you know, the crowd was rocking. You could tell. Like, the crowd was loud. But, you know, I think they were loud because the offense, the first drive, and then for the defense. But the offense, we just couldn't get anything going. Couldn't get anything going in the rest of the first half. Jimmy wasn't accurate. And it'd be interesting to see who's the quarterback next week. It'll be very, very interesting to see. Maro Tanaka. What's good? I know them good old Cardinal fans are riding high. You know, they're 4-0. I mean, that's incredible for them good old AZ Cardinals. They went in. Was that game at home or away when they played the Rams? I don't know. But you know, they look pretty good against the Rams. I think they kind of surprised everyone. I didn't think the Cardinals would win. But you know, you still got to go out there and play, baby. And yeah, I'm ready for this coming weekend. Maro Tanaka, absolutely, baby. I'm ready. Now, will the Niners be ready? That's the question. Will them good old Niners be ready? Rams house. Whose house? Rams house. What's good? He said tough loss for my Rams. Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals beat the brakes off them good old LA Rams. I was surprised by that. Very surprised. But you never know in the NFL. You still got to play the game. You still have to play the game. There's never – it didn't matter that Seattle's defense was terrible. That didn't matter. You still had to play the game. Seattle's defense, I give them credit. They played pretty good. I mean, they only allowed 21 points. Some could say, you know, the fourth quarter points that the Niners scored was garbage time and the game was already over. Some would say that. That last touchdown by the Niners, but the Niners, we got some work to do, man. That's for sure. Definitely have some work to do. David Renteria, what's good? Congratulations on your Cardinals, man. I know you are very, very happy. 4-0. Who would have thunk it that the Cardinals would be 4-0 at the end of, the first quarter of the season? They got a huge win against a division rival, and now they got to face the Niner Empire. So that's going to be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to it, but that's going to be a tough game for sure. We're definitely going to have to, man. Oh man, that's going to be a very, very. If we thought Seattle was tough, now we have to play Arizona. Do we play Arizona on the road? Let's see. 49ers schedule. Yeah, so we played the Arizona Cardinals on the road. But that's cool because we played at the Cardinals Stadium. What was it, last year? For the month of December. So that's like our home field. That's another home field for the 49ers. So we're not concerned about that. But Cardinals are playing some good football. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. The Cardinals are playing some good football. They earned their win today. They were the better team over the Rams. That's for sure. I want to go into the reasons why we lost today. And that's coming up on the ticker below. These are the reasons I feel like we lost. 2 turnovers. Trenton Cannon, fumble return. I mean, that was definitely avoidable. If he would have just stayed down after he first bobbled the ball, he would have been fine. Or at the very least, if you get up, ball security, cover up the ball. Jimmy G threw an interception. It seems like unfortunately he's good for one of those. A game or every other game. 8 penalties, 78 yards. I mean, that's undisciplined football. Way too many penalties. Way too many. And I know that's what we've been averaging so far. We've been averaging about 7 or less a game. But 78 yards, that's a lot of yards. And that defensive pass interference by Kirkpatrick, I think, was hogwash. I didn't agree with that at all. I mean, that was a ticky-tack PI call to me. And one of the biggest reasons is 2 of 14 on third down conversions on the offensive side of the ball. That ain't going to cut it, faithful. We have to continue to have sustained drives. We have to convert on those third downs so we get a new set of downs. And, that was very, very disappointing that we could not convert on third down. How do you expect to win a game if you don't convert on third down? Also, Seattle, the Seahawks, they were 4 for 4 on their red zone opportunities. That's kudos to them, but that's also very bad for the 49ers defense. Got to do better. Not good enough. Not good enough. We're going to have to be much better in all these areas if we want to compete with the Arizona Cardinals, and they're undefeated. Aidan says, how do you feel about Tom Brady supposedly wanted to go to the 49ers? Well, that's water under the bridge now, Aidan. The 49ers brass, we didn't want them. Because let's be real, Tom Brady obviously won the Super Bowl last year, but he was coming off of a terrible season with the Patriots, and the Niners felt comfortable with Jimmy G, so, kind of is what it is at this point. Matt Navarro says it's like no matter how terrible the Seahawks can be, they will still manage to beat us. Well, they made more plays at the end of the day. The defense made plays. They stopped us multiple times, as I mentioned, on third downs. How are we 2 of 14 on third down? That's not terrible. That's just putrid. That's just not going to win games. And the Seahawks, they're not a bad team. I think they're a good team. I don't know if they're the best in the NFC West, but I think they are a good team. Once you have number 3 under center, you're always going to be in games. David says it was an away game and stomp on them. Go Cardinals. Oh, okay. So the Cardinals went to SoFi Stadium in LA. Wow. Man, I got to watch the highlights of that game. You know. But shout out to them Cardinals, undefeated. I don't know who thought that. But hey, that's why they play the game. Blutru says, congrats, Aidan. Maru says that I like to hear. See you in soon. Absolutely. Jerome, 43-100. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Jerome. Jerome says Trey Lance start next week. Jimmy is not good. 49ers fans face the fact. You know, at this point, you know, I would say this, that Jimmy's not putting up a good enough case for him to still be the starter. That's what I'll say, Faithful. Jimmy's not putting up. He's not giving me a reason to say, hey, Jimmy needs to be the starter no matter what. He's not doing enough. And since he's not doing enough, why not put Trey in? That's how I feel now. I was saying, hey, Jimmy G should start. You know, he gives the Niners the best chance to win, but you know, he had one great drive today, and that was it. And that's unacceptable. Flat out. It's unacceptable for Jimmy to have only one great drive. Last week against Green Bay, he struggled. He did bring us back. But the biggest thing with Jimmy is consistency. He's just not consistent enough. Point blank. So Shanahan says, hey, Trey starts. Hey, I'm all for it. Why not? What do we at this point? What do we have to lose? I mean, I saw Trey today, but I didn't think he was that much better throwing the ball. You know, can he run? Yeah, he can run, but also, you know, Shanahan's got to give him, you know, more opportunities to throw. I think, you know, I know he threw 18 passes. He only completed 50%, and that's terrible for a starting quarterback. But he's a rookie. He needs more opportunities. Yeah, if Shanahan wants to say, hey, Trey should start, I could definitely understand that. If he says, well, I'm still riding with Jimmy, I would say my confidence in Jimmy has decreased, unfortunately. I know you guys are shocked to hear that. Because I love to say, Jimmy G, that's my quarterback. But, you know, his performance the last 2 weeks leaves a lot to be desired. And it's just the consistency. That's my issue with Jimmy. He's not consistent enough. David says, 49ers disappointed me. Thought they were going to win. Shaking my head. Hey, I thought they were going to win too, especially after that first drive. Jimmy was looking good. You know, he was completing 100% of his passes on that first drive. I was like, oh, yeah, this is the Jimmy I need to see. This is the Jimmy. This is why I say Jimmy G needs to continue to be the starter. And then he throws an interception. And then there's several 3-and-outs. And then the offense is stagnant. And it's like, what happened? I mean, what happened? Niner by Nature 88. What's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Niner by Nature. He says, can't lie. Trey looks better than Jimmy, and this was his first start. I don't see that. As far as throwing the ball with precision, with accuracy, I don't see how you could say Trey looks better than Jimmy. If you want to say that Trey is more dynamic, he can make more plays. He gives the defense more things to watch out for on offense. I agree with you there, but 9 of 18 and one of those passes, you know, the guy was wide open. I could have made that throw faithful. I could have made that, baby. Well, I mean, one of those passes to Debo, I mean, it was wide open. It was clear miscommunication by Seattle. Granted, he made the throw. Debo made the catch, off to the races, touchdown, absolutely. But I would say this. If Trey Lance starts next week, I won't be more confident in the quarterback play. I would say I'm more excited to see Trey Lance in because of what he can do as far as running, improvising, things like that. I would say I'd be more excited, more confident. I don't think I can say that. Not from what I saw from Trey today. David Renteria says could have drafted him. Drafted who? Korey Davis. What's good? He says just too many injuries. I mean, there's no doubt. The running back room is in shambles. We're signing people in the secondary off the street. We've definitely had a lot of injuries, but I don't think you could really, unless you're going to say because of Jimmy got hurt. Okay. I mean, Jimmy looked pretty bad after that first drive. But, I got to give credit to Seattle. Seattle Seahawks, they played better today. They were the better team. And the 49ers just didn't capitalize on opportunities in the first half offensively. That's how bad it's gotten, Blutru. I mean, from what I've seen from Jimmy, unfortunately, I don't have confidence in him. But from what I saw from Trey Lance today, I'm not more confident in the quarterback play. And like I said, I'll be more excited to see Trey Lance play, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'll be more confident in what he can do. Because he's a rookie. I mean, he's going to make rookie mistakes. But yeah, Blutru says, wow, it got too bad if intheBay is saying Jimmy got to be the number 2 quarterback now. Blutru, he's not giving me confidence to say Jimmy needs to be the starter. Unfortunately, Jimmy's not. So, hey, put Trey in. Jimmy's not. And I'm the biggest Jimmy G supporter out here, faithful. Y'all know it. but he's not. When he's out there, he's either great or he's terrible. And we saw great in the first drive, but after that, he was terrible. Jerome says, did Jimmy get benched or injured? It depends on who you ask, Jerome. Some people say Jimmy got benched. I think he was hurt because the last few drives in the first half, he looked a little hobbled to me. That's what I noticed. I was like, he looks a little hobbled, but Jimmy's a warrior. He's going to stay in there. He's not going to come out of a game. You're going to have to drag Jimmy off the field. But yeah, I think he was hurt. In my opinion, Jimmy was hurt. I don't think they would fake an injury. I don't think you do that. Just Shanahan has pulled a Jimmy before. We've seen it. Shanahan pulled him last year plenty of times. Jimmy, you're not playing well. Get out of here. Mullins or Beathard, you're in there. So we've seen Jimmy get benched, and I think Jimmy was injured in this game. I think definitely Jimmy was injured because to me he looked hobbled the last few drives in the first half. Korey Davis, what was up with Robbie Gould? He wasn't on the injury report all week. All of a sudden, I think it was the extra point. Wisnowski's kicking an extra point. I mean, what's going on here? I didn't hear anything about Robbie Gould getting hurt during the week. If Robbie Gould got hurt during the week, we would have brought in another kicker, and that didn't happen. So was Robbie Gould injured during warm-ups? I mean, what's going on? But that was a huge disadvantage not to have our kicker. Trent Williams got hurt. I think that was in like the fourth quarter, I think, or was that the third quarter? I don't know. It was in the second half when Trent Williams got hurt. And yeah, Jimmy G, that was an injury, but I think he wasn't very effective, honestly, KD. So, who knows what Jimmy would have done in the second half. Hey, he did play better in the second half against Green Bay, but who knows? Why would I say that he can do that against Seattle? I mean, Seattle's defense isn't great. They played up to their potential. I'll say that. Seattle Seahawks, they played up to their potential for sure. There's no doubt about that. But Yeah, we did have injuries. I think, Robbie Gold, that was just shocking. I wasn't expecting that. Sammy Smith, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Sammy. He says, I hope the Niners run the Wildcat with Trey. Well, I think the sky's limit. There's plenty of possibilities. The possibilities are endless with Trey. They could do Wildcat. They could do read option, whatever. Hopefully they allow Trey to throw the ball. I want to see him throw. And I'm sure they'll mix it in, but we'll see. It's up to Shanahan. Well, it's not really up to Shanahan. It depends on if Jimmy G's calf, if Jimmy G's healthy, I wouldn't be surprised if Shanahan starts Jimmy. I'm just telling you that right now. I wouldn't be surprised. But if Jimmy's hurt, then obviously Trey's going to be the starter. But we'll see. Aidan gives his opinion. He says he's all in for the Trey Lance show. Okay, all right. That's one. So that's one for actually no. So I think Niner by nature, of course, we all know he's a Jimmy G hater. Excuse me, Trey Lance fan. We all know that Niner by nature loves Trey Lance. He wants him to start. He wanted him to start from day one. So that's one. Aidan wants Trey Lance to start. I respect that. Jerome says, should Kyle share some blame for this loss? Absolutely. He's known as the offensive genius, offensive guru. And when the offense only puts up 21 points against one of the worst defenses in the NFL, absolutely Shanahan's going to take some blame. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. Blutru says Gold got injured during warm-ups. I think he pulled a muscle or something. Yeah, because I didn't hear about that. So, but I appreciate that update, Blutru. Yeah, because it looked like he had some wrap around his upper thigh. They were saying it was a groin pull, or maybe it was a hamstring, or I don't know, something. Hopefully, it's not too serious though. Jaden Gatson, what's good? Appreciate you coming through to the stream, Jay. Jaden says, thanks, man. I'm a Seahawks fan, and this game was incredible. I bet it was. I know y'all were nervous, for the first quarter and maybe like 10 minutes in the second quarter because the Seahawks offense couldn't really get anything going. But then I'm sure you guys still were engaged, still excited because the Niners, we couldn't take advantage of any opportunities on offense. After that first drive, we couldn't do nothing on offense. So very, very, very unfortunate. But the sky isn't falling. We got the young bull and Trey Lance. He is the next coming. That's what y'all tell me, right? Trey Lance is the next coming. He's much better than Jimmy G. This is what y'all telling me. So Trey Lance, hey, why not? Trey Lance should be the starter then. That's what y'all say. That's what should happen then. Because unfortunately, Jimmy, too inaccurate for me. We're still 2-2. The sky isn't falling, but we got a tough matchup against some Arizona Cardinals. We'll see how Jimmy G's calf is, but we'll see. We shall see. I know that the defense played well, they played great in the first half, and they let up some points in the second half. But what do you expect? I mean, it's Russell Wilson, it's the Seahawks, and eventually they're going to make some plays. Just like that Russell Wilson play where I think it's Dante Johnson blitzes from the corner spot, and Russell Wilson breaks out of the sack, still keeps that ball cocked, and he delivers a perfect strike to, I don't know who the receiver was, but they scored a touchdown on that throw. So sometimes you just got to tip your hat to greatness. Sometimes you just got to do that. Hell of a player, Hall of Fame player, best quarterback, best player probably in Seahawks franchise history. You just got to tip your cap. Jaden says, "Don't worry, the Niners will get it back next week." Hey, I hope so. We got the Cardinals. That's going to be a tough game. Are the Cardinals invincible? No. I think we can compete with the Cardinals, but can we execute? It's going to come down to it. We got to execute. And if we have the same game we did today, 2 turnovers, 8 penalties, 2 of 14 on third down conversions, and the defense allows Seattle 4-4 for red zone opportunities, yeah, we're going to lose again. We're going to lose every game if we have stats like this for sure. And this isn't good enough. This isn't going to cut it. And we got to get better. Definitely got to get better. Korey Davis says George Kittle drops a touchdown pass from Trey Lance. Yep, that didn't help either. Yeah. Yep. That wasn't the best George Kittle, that we've known to love. But hey, mistakes happen. Mistakes happen, that's for sure. But we just got to be better. We got to be more disciplined, and we got to have less penalties. That's just too many penalties. And then we got to get better on third down. Definitely got to get a whole lot better on third down. That's for sure. But I appreciate everyone coming through. I appreciate you guys letting me vent. And I definitely appreciate you guys conversing with me in the comments section. Shout out Blutru for that super chat. And the 49ers, we definitely have our work cut out for us going up against Arizona next Sunday in Arizona. But Arizona is not invincible. I'm looking forward to the game. Most likely, I will have a live stream tomorrow. I think I might have a guest on tomorrow. You guys should see the thumbnail probably tomorrow morning. I'll wait for confirmation from the guest. But yeah, if I do a live stream tomorrow, we'll continue to talk about the game, what went well, what didn't, and go from there. But yeah, this is definitely a disappointing loss. We're 2-2. The sky isn't falling because we got the young bull. We got the young bull, Trey Lance. And hopefully we'll see what Shanahan feels. He's the best. He's the best quarterback in the room. We'll see if he feels that way. Hopefully Trent Williams' injury is not severe, and hopefully Robbie Gould's injury is not severe either. He is our kicker. KD says, I think that missed field goal changed the flow of the game. Yeah, it definitely didn't help. That's for sure. Oh, excuse me, because I think we could have went. We would have been up 10-0. That would have been a 2-possession game. Trey Sermon looked good. Hey, Trey Sermon, he had his best game as a 49er, that's for sure. But we definitely have room to improve. Shout out to everyone watching, Jaden Bay Facebook, Jaden Bay YouTube channel. I appreciate everyone coming through, supporting the channel, and venting to me, telling me the reasons why we lost. I plan on having a live stream tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Hopefully, I can have a guest on with me. We'll talk about the game today, and hopefully, everyone has a great rest of your weekend. And the season is not over. That's for sure. The season is not over. I don't think any players in the locker room are going to quit. We still have 13 more games to go, and Arizona is not invincible. And I'm looking forward to that game. So, everyone, hopefully have a good rest of your night. And thanks for watching your boy, Jaden Pham. And I will see you guys. Wait, hold on. I think I have a Coach Dante. What's good? Appreciate you coming in, Coach D. I'm actually getting ready to head on out. But, yeah, tough loss for the Niners today. That's for sure. Dineen, what's good? Dineen says, this isn't over yet. We must do better. Absolutely. I don't know. Just don't know what happened after that first drive. I understand teams adjust. That's what the Seahawks did. But I just don't understand. We couldn't do anything else. Very disappointing. Couldn't do anything else. Obviously, the turnovers, the penalties, third down conversions were terrible. I appreciate the kind words, Dineen. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. And I will see you guys in the next one. Most likely I'll stream tomorrow night with the guests. And I'm looking forward to Arizona. They're not invincible. They can be beaten. And I'm looking forward to them. Thanks for everyone who came into the stream. And like I said before, Seattle Seahawks, they deserve all the praise. They made more plays, and they were the better team today. So, but with the 49ers, we got a lot of work to do, faithful. There's no doubt about that. So everyone have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for watching Jay and the Bay. Go Niners.